Hey guys, it's Indigo here, coming at you with round 2 of the 3v3 Grand Arena that's going on right now. My opponent, he doesn't have Darth Revan, but he did have Jedi Revan. Looks like he set his Jedi Revan on defense, so I don't know what he's going to plan on do for offense to get through my Darth Revan and Jedi Revan. First battle I wanted to do, and I apologize I didn't take a screenshot of the zone, but this is down in his south first zone, and he had Nightsister team there. You can see it's Asajj lead with Daka and Talia, and the way this team works is it's all healers, and then of course Daka can bring him back, and Asajj will power up when she does that. But they can all heal, I guess, which is how it's supposed to work. I found out that this team works pretty good. As long as they don't have Mother Talzin on the enemy Nightsister team, you can use Nest, because then you don't have to worry about Plague. And then even if they heal, Nest will eventually counterattack and do enough damage that she can knock them out. So, like, there went Daka. Now you just got Asajj and Talia left. And Nest does big enough hits, like there she put Asajj in the yellow, she's gone. Now just Talia, and she's gone. So it's a pretty easy counter to a Nightsister team. I hate Nightsisters. I know I've said that in several videos. So it's a counter that I found to work, and so I went with it. The other two teams he's got down there is a Bossk Bounty Hunter team, and then some Phoenix. And they all got Zetas on them. My approach going into this is that I really only need to clear one zone. And then in my mind, I should be golden. Because the way my defense is laid out, that's all I expect my opponent to clear at most, based on his roster. So this is the Bounty Hunter battle. I like to use Crew against Bossk because he's got that 2-turn stun for his special. So you can go ahead and use that special on Bossk to keep him stunned, and he can't resist it. So no matter how high they put his tenacity, you can still use this team. It's a hard counter to the Bossk Bounty Hunter team. So what you want to do, keep him stunned, and that way you can control the flow of the battle. You can see here, took out, worked on one on the side, and I think that was Boba, and then you got Dengar, but he stays in stealth most of the time. There's not really much you can do there. Once you got one down, then go ahead and go to work on Bossk. Keeping him stunned whenever he pops out, just use Crew's special again. And keep knocking him down with Executioner, taking out big chunks. Once he gets his protection down, then he loses that extra defense under his lead. So they all do. So once you get down to the health, and take a little bit out of that, they lose that extra defense, becomes much easier. So once he's gone, just work on Dengar. He doesn't take much, so 54 banners for that match. Good enough. Now, there's just the Phoenix team left in his first South Zone, and I apologize, I looked through all my clips. I must have missed that battle. It was kind of crazy because I was doing Grand Arena for my account, and then I was also flipping back and forth to my alt account that's got Grand Arena on it too, and I use that for testing. And then I got Territory Wars on both accounts that I was also flipping through, trying to, do some damage as zones were opening up. So in all that combat, I must have missed recording the Phoenix battle, and for the life of me, I can't remember what I used, so apologies for that. I couldn't even tell you. I don't remember. Couldn't have been anything too special, though. Got rid of the Phoenix and opened up his back zone in the south. I figured, let's see what's back there at least and see how easy it is. And he's got a Crew First Order team and then just some Ewoks back there. So let me jump into those battles, because that's what I did. I just steamrolled through his south, and then the north is where the fun begins. Okay, so here's his first order team. He's got crew, he's got executioner, and then he's got his Xylo. It's not a bad composition to use in 3v3 because Xylo's going to constantly feed turn meter to the team. And, you know, the AI likes to use his AoE. So that's the way that works. Once he uses that AoE, he's going to feed, I think it's 25% turn meter to all first order allies. So constantly be making crew go, making Fox go, and that way he can do some damage. But against JTR resistance, and I put R2 in there this time. Sometimes I use Chopper, and he works okay. He's a pretty good substitute, but it is nice to put R2 in there because R2 can help control the flow of the battle with the stuns. Stuns are priceless in 3v3. If you can stun one guy, that's a third of the team that you don't have to worry about anymore. So they're very helpful. Any characters you have that will do stuns. Likewise, anybody that will take away turn meter, whether it's just a big chunk or whether it's 100%. Things like that are very useful, a lot more useful than they would be in a 5v5 setting. So that's just something important to know that you can, you know, remember that in the back of your mind for when you're setting your defenses for the next round or another match or something, that stuns are very valuable in 3v3. And with R2 being able to put everybody else into stealth, then he can go without having to worry about setting off the, you know, the counterattack from crew. So that's nice. His burning will give you a chance to get multiple exposes, thereby increasing the turn meter that they gain, you know, as part of JTR lead. So you can see R2 keeps taking a beating. So what I do is just go ahead and use him to stealth and put JTR as the one that's out there, because she gains foresight a lot of the time. So she'll be able to dodge half of the attacks. And that way you can keep R2 alive, even if you don't get him back to full health and full protection. You know, at least you get the banners for him not dying. And there it is, 51 banners for that match. Not perfect, but, you know, good enough. Like I said, this wasn't, in my mind, going into this, it wasn't going to be about efficiency. It was going to be about, I need to clear at least one zone, preferably two, and then three to put the nail in the coffin. Because the way my defenses are set up, there's no way my opponent's going to get close to that. So here's the last team in the back zone. He's just got some Ewoks there. And he doesn't have, what do you call it? He doesn't have Elder. He does have Logray in there. And he does have Paplu. And of course, Chirpa Zeta lead. So it's a good chance to use Rex Wampa. And then for the tank, I went ahead and put in Chopper. It's good because he can taunt, but then he can also dispel the buffs and he'll gain turn meter for it. And then he also assists a little bit, you know, on some other attacks. He'll sometimes throw a rock at him or whatever. He's a pretty good little utility tank. I mean, I think he's underrated, or not sure what the term is, but, you know, people just kind of overlook him, and he's honestly not bad. So got him. He's doing what he does, which is soaking up some hits. I'm just trying to keep Rex alive to get the extra banner for him not dying. And I do end up with 50 banners for that match. So that's all done as far as his south goes. Now we'll flip over to the north. I'll show you guys what he's got there waiting for me in his first north zone. This is where he put his JKR. He's got his Karth team, and then he's got a Mother Talzin team with Zombie and Acolyte, my favorite Nightsisters. No, I hate that team. I really do hate Mother Talzin, and I hate Zombie, and I just hate the whole mechanics in general. So that team is a pain in the ass, and you're about to see why. Ready? Let me show you. So I figured I would take my EP lead team took EP, and then I got Scion left over because I don't use him in my Jedi Revan counter. And then Death Trooper, because obviously Death Mark is helpful, being able to kill him dead once and for all and do big damage. And he also can dispel, which is good, and increase cooldowns. Figured he would be good to have as a third, but doesn't really work out that way. And you can see here, I mean, I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm no Nightsister guru. I'm not even a fan of them, and I don't like the mechanics. But they just go right after Scion without mercy, and there he goes. He doesn't even get off his Held by Hatred, which I think, had he been able to get that off, that would have changed the direction of the battle and, you know, made things much, much easier. But he didn't get to do that, and there went EP, and there I am with Death Trooper. So in that situation, this is what you should do. Hit the little settings button and go down to forfeit, and don't leave yourself with turn meter, okay? Don't leave all them preloaded where they're going to get to go first and demolish your next team. You want to start fresh. This works for Territory Wars 2 and all your Grand Arena battles. Forfeit, okay? Don't leave turn meter. So, while I contemplate my poor life choices that led me to that defeat, I will jump into another team to take my mind off it, and we'll go ahead and counter his Jedi Revan team. What I like to use is Trey lead, and then Thrawn and Darth Nihilus. I'm sure you guys have seen this on, if not my other videos, someone else's other videos. This is a pretty reliable counter, and it usually works. I mean, you have to kind of try hard to mess it up or not have your characters modded right. What I went ahead and did here is isolated Jedi Revan. You want to keep Yoda fractured as much as you can. That way it stops the big hits. He usually hits the hardest. But you can isolate either Jolee or Revan. It just depends on what you're going to do, you know, how you're going to play it. But I went ahead and isolated Revan. That way it would increase his cooldowns and he couldn't call, you know, dog piles on Traya. And that way I'd be guaranteed to keep her alive. Because you can still win when she dies. It's just a bit of a pain because then you don't have that isolate and the cleansing of debuffs to help you. So right now everything's going as it should. Revan's isolated. Yoda is red barred. One thing that I forget that, you know, we should all remember is Savior, it doesn't actually revive him. So right there, I fractured Yoda. He was red barred, and I didn't want to waste it, you know what I mean? But he doesn't actually die. So because it stops him at 1% health, and he gets full health after that, he like comes back and he's still fractured. So it's actually a great move to do if it's going to pop and trigger Savior. So did that. He was fractured, annihilated Revan. Don't have to worry about him anymore. And Jolee can't bring him back anyway because he's annihilated. Now I just got to work on killing Yoda, and he's done. Now it's all about Jolee, and I got Jolee isolated, so he can even bring Yoda back if he tried. I think he does try. It just does nothing because he's isolated. Then you just go to work on him. Here I'm kind of using isolate again to throw protection up around. You can kind of try to spread around with Thrawn and his turn meter and give him protection back. You could drag this battle out a bit longer if you want to and try to top up and get those extra couple banners. But good enough. I'll take 52 banners for that one. Not worry about those last two. Next up is that Karth team that he's got. The great counter for that in 3v3 especially is your Bastilla team. You got her as the lead and then Ezra for the main damage dealer. And then you can pretty much take any third that you want. In this one, I chose my Qui-Gon Jinn. I like him because one of his specials, he'll call an assist, and the other special will dispel. So it's a good way to help get rid of taunt whenever Zalbar taunts and, it's in the way and you don't want him to. So that's a bit helpful, like right there, got rid of it. And then with Bastilla being able to buff up and call assists, you got a lot of different mechanics in this team to be able to kind of control how the battle's going. And so that's why it works well. And they don't land dots on you, so they can't heal up and make use of that Karthe Zeta because they're not landing any dots to begin with. You got that bonus tenacity and bonus protection at the start. So already you can see how it is. I got Zalbar stunned over there, and Karthe and Mission are gone, and my guys are all at full protection still. So done with that battle. Perfect 54 banners there. It's a great counter. Alright, so now we'll go back to the team that I hate using another version of the team that I hate. This is my own Mother Talzin, and I got Daka and I got Spirit because my other Nightsisters are on defense. So these are the ones I have left. I do have them all Gear 12. Haven't really used Spirit, but I've seen other people use it. Seems pretty good. I just don't know really what I'm doing or supposed to do with her. I do have finally the Zeta on Mother Talzin's lead, so that will help. But I don't have the unique done yet, and mine aren't top modded. Like I said, I hate Nightsisters, and I just find other teams that I can devote resources to and that I would rather play, and so they don't get a ton of attention. And this is, I guess, the kind of situation where that bites you, because now I got superior Nightsisters that I'm going against, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. I just heal and all that, but there went Daka, and it's like, okay, knock out his zombie, but I keep getting stuck behind the taunt. Try to throw some plague down. Not sure what good that will do against other Nightsisters, but there it goes. Daka comes back and then dies again. I don't know. Sometimes you gotta be lucky too. Like, instead of leaving zombie red barred, had I killed her, then Daka would stay like right there. But then they just go right back for Daka again, and it's like, man, that sucks. I can't, catch a break. But I'm probably playing it wrong too, so there's that. So you guys can watch all my mistakes and whatever I'm doing, but there went Daka, now Mother Talzin's gone. Now Daka's gone. It's just Spirit. And stuck behind stupid zombie taunt again. It's like, if I could have nailed Mother Talzin, I could have brought somebody back, but didn't work out that way. So I lost, but on this one, I took the defeat because look at their health. Like, I didn't kill anyone, didn't get to keep them dead, but they're like both one shot away from dying. So I figured that would have to help, right? So the next team I decided to throw at it was Tarkin lead. Maybe I should have went Vader lead. I don't know. I figured Tarkin for the extra speed. That way you could kind of keep up with the Nightsisters maybe. And then Vader. And then Shore just as a tank. And the fact that he can heal will help keep away the plague, or help, cleanse the plague once you're inflicted with it. But I keep getting stuck behind zombies' taunt, so it doesn't really work out that way. They were close to death, but every time you restart the battle, zombie gets to die twice again to bring back the ones that you're killing. So that sucks. I told you, I hate the mechanics and all that. I don't know, that's my thing. Everybody's got things they don't like. I love combat and I love PvP, but I just don't care for the mechanics of these Nightsisters. And some guildmates and some buddies, they think that that's funny. They know I get no love lost for these Nightsisters. So I keep working on killing them, and I kill them, a little bit, but it's like there goes Shore. So there's my healer and my tank. Now I got just Tarkin and Vader left, and they're both, low because of plague. It's like, golly, man. Can't catch a break. There goes Vader. And there's what you do. What I did was force close. So that way I go back and restart where they were all close to knocking on death's door. And I bring in my CLS team, which I probably should have done right from the get-go based on how much I hate this team. And they easily just rip through it like nothing. So, when in doubt, and if you hate Nightsisters as much as I do, take your CLS team and rip them to shreds. Assuming you don't need it elsewhere. So, there's that. Finally cleared that zone. And, of course, he's got no surprises or anything hidden. He's got a nest back there, but look what's with it. The other two are so weak that it doesn't matter. And this is why. Let me show you. The other two are so weak that L3 is, and she shouldn't be, that I can just take Imperial troopers in there, knock her out real quick. That first kill will get the turn meter train going, give them a boost, and then I can kill Kira to boost up some more with the turn meter. By now, all mine are buffed, and they all do pretty good damage. So even though I don't have Death Trooper in there, I got each one modded to do pretty good damage, and they're all at good health and good protection. So even though Ness can counterattack and do her thing, I don't really have to worry about that. You can see I'm just working on her bit by bit as I can, trying to get that health down. And there she goes. Not perfect, but 51 banners. Good enough for a 3v3 taking out Nest. Now he's got these clones, and who puts clones on defense anymore? Maybe they are decent for 3v3. I don't know. I took in Jin lead, Chase. Y'all have probably seen this type of team on defense more than offense, but if you have it and you don't use it for anything, this is something you can use it on. If they put clones on defense, not a lot of people have their clones like buffed to the max, and I didn't even check this guy's mods or anything, but nobody keeps their clones in like tip-top shape. So went in there, killed Cody, get rid of the leader, start working on the two sides. Baze being able to dispel and Jin being able to stun, and Cheer it with his being able to heal and also put up tenacity is nice. So it's kind of a pretty good counter. I don't know, in my mind, it works. It takes them a minute to get going, but once they get going, you can do some good damage. It's just about grinding down the protection, because under Zeta Cody lead, for those of you that have it, I think they gain protection back whenever they use their basics, and they do tend to use their basics quite a bit. And the the clone sergeant is that clone sergeant? I can't remember. Let's see. No, 5s. Okay. They use their basics quite a bit, and so they'll gain that protection back pretty rapidly. And it's kind of a grind to get it down. But with this team, what you can do is stun him. Once you stun him, you can get a few hits in before he pops out a stun. And that's the way I worked him down. So 51 banners, I think, for that team. Good enough for me. He put Genosians back there. Guess he wanted to, put some junk back there, and that way he could save more for offense. So I know Genosians don't really have a lead, except for Poggle, I think, but it's dumb. but people like to use them just because, you know, whatever. So I wanted to try out this Admiral Akbar with Leia and then C-3PO. And at first I was, you know, real iffy about it. You can see Admiral Akbar died and it's just Leia and C-3PO. But the theory behind it is her basics, and she'll be able to land a lot of exposes and just like machine gun a lot of damage. So it does end up, you know, working. It just takes a minute to get going. Well, it had me a little nervous there, but if I can win in one and get 50 banners, that's great. So that's what I did. Cleared his board, and he hadn't done anything as of a bit ago. But while I was making this, he did attack a couple, and I think he's stuck. And so unless he's playing possum or something, I guess I'll be seeing you guys in the finals, and we'll find out here in a little bit if it works out. But I got a top guy from my arena that's also should be in the finals. He's in my GA bracket. So if that works out, we should go head to head with each other. And that one should be a lot of fun, hopefully. So that's it for me, guys. Hopefully you learned what to do and what not to do, especially against Nightsisters. We'll see you guys in the next round. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.